Hey guys, really quick before I hit our intro video, I just want to say today marks the 1-year anniversary of the Old National building here in Louisville, Kentucky. Those that don't know, Old National last year we had a shooting. 5 people lost their lives. A lot of people were wounded. Just want to commemorate those people and victims and people that were suffered through that. So we just want to mention that today. Today it's literally a block away from here, so just made me remember that today as I pulled up, and it's been on the news today. So with that said, let's start the RWO. What's up, guys? Mike here with the RWO PDR podcast, the real world order of PDR. We got a informative kind of episode tonight, episode 69. But first, wait a minute. I don't have a co-host tonight. Jim's off tonight. Jim took a break tonight. Last week he was in Wisconsin, or last episode, but Jim needed a break because, he lives in Lafayette, Indiana. And those of you all know the Purdue Boilermakers got beat the other night. So last I heard, he was in a meeting with the coach and Zach Edey. You guys know the big center for Purdue. And they're talking and they're consoling each other. So, Jim, we're sorry, buddy. We hope all is well. You'll get over it. UConn won. So, yeah. Anyways, let's carry on with the show. So, but tonight, guys, I got a great episode tonight. We are here at the Louisville Thoroughbred Society, one of my favorite places to hang out. Last episode I had here was my friend Sean Dolly. He came on, and we were here at the library. And tonight I want to bring on a couple friends of mine. I met probably about a year ago. Really good friends, Jodie and Simon. I'm going to bring them on. They are marketing experts. So, guys, come on. Jodie and Simon, how are you guys doing tonight?
Hi, thanks for having us on.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
You guys aren't Purdue fans, right?
Hoosier.
A Hoosier.
Yeah, I got nothing to say here.
Jim actually hates basketball, so it doesn't matter what I said earlier. So he probably is laughing right now. So it's weird not having headphones on doing this. But Simon, Jodie, welcome to the RWO PDR podcast. Let me click on our comments here. What's up, Jack Bucknell? How you doing? Jack is from Sioux Falls. We got Robert Biddle from Florida. These are good friends of mine. Well, anyways, I want to bring you two on tonight. You guys are into the marketing industry or experts. You guys know a little bit about that stuff. Some guys, we know a little bit. We know a little bit, but not, we'd like to learn more.
Enough to be dangerous.
Yes. And I want to say Simon also, we all know my beautiful girlfriend Danielle is from the UK. Well, Simon is from the UK. So what part of the UK are you from, Simon?
So I was born in Nottingham, that you'll know from Robin Hood.
Yes.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. And then I went to college and lived in Newcastle in the north. Mm-hmm. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, that's the easiest way for me to
I've watched a few
it.
episodes.
So the wall, just below the wall. Mm-hmm. So the wall was George R.R. Martin went to Hadrian's Wall, which basically the Romans built because, they had the right idea. They kept the Scots out the way. If there's any Scottish people on here, I don't.
We've got a few.
I don't apologise. And then I grew up in a little town called Grantham, which is famous for Margaret Thatcher was born there, the first female prime minister. And Isaac Newton went to my old school. So
that's a big flex.
Bet you wish you never asked.
Isaac Newton.
Wow.
My school's older than America.
That's what I was about to say.
Well, Jodie, now tell us a little about where you're from. You're a Hoosier, all right?
Well, I am, but I actually live in Louisville. So I heard you mentioning the Old National Bank shooting. Yeah. So I live a block away. So I was just
that's just literally around the corner here.
Literally around the corner. My building is 1 block in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was just reminiscing about that morning. I was just riding my Peloton as normal, and I've never seen so many police cars with an urgency coming.
Man, that was crazy.
That morning.
I didn't mean to start the episode off dark, but it's been a year.
It's so close to home for us. Louisville is my home. I'm not originally from Louisville. I'm originally born on the West Coast. Navy dad. So
Mhm.
Bremerton, Washington to San Diego, and then did spend a lot of time in Indiana. But I've settled in Louisville. I
Mhm.
love it here in Louisville. I call it my home.
Mhm.
So yeah, that one hit really close last year. when
I
that
was
happened.
I was in Bloomington, Indiana that morning, working, fixing dents on a car, and I saw it on my phone, and I was like, "That's Louisville."
Yeah.
Like literally, my shop was
I-
10 minutes from, like 5-minute drive from here, and it was just, yeah, it was a
Well,
wild day,
I
man.
remember that morning I texted because I was just about to
Mhm.
start my work day. I texted Simon and my mom both, and I was like,
Mhm.
something's happening down here. Something is wrong. Like there's something out of the ordinary down here because there was a big, it looks like a motor coach,
Mhm.
but it was LMPD Medical Services came around the corner after all of the cop cars. Like something weird is
Yeah.
happening down here. And the notice came through probably 10 minutes after about
Yeah.
what was going on. It was like, don't go outside downtown.
Yeah,
And that entire day, my block was blocked off. I couldn't even get in and out of my building. Yeah.
it's crazy, man.
It was a really sad day for
We've
us
had
here.
some wild stuff happen here in Louisville, man. Yeah, the officer, the guy that got shot, Officer Weiss, I think his name is. He's actually rehabbing and still rehabbing,
I saw the story
recovering.
on him today.
He was on
Yeah,
the
that's
news, like he was doing the
fabulous.
weather with Mark Weinberg. I saw
That's
that or
amazing.
something. That was wild, man. So,
Yeah.
but anyways, yeah, that was shout out to those, hope
To the
hope every-
first responders.
Yeah. first responders. Hope everybody's, it's been a year, so
They actually had
Yeah.
a really nice memorial
Mhm.
out there. We walked past yesterday.
Yeah.
Very tasteful.
yeah,
Not the easiest thing to figure out how
yeah.
but it was really nice.
I got a little choked up thinking about what I was going to say today. Sometimes you just don't know how to, in word. It's hard for me to say it in words. Like that day was weird.
It was.
But-
And we've got clients all over the world. And I had
Mhm.
people from, it made international news.
Mhm.
I had some of our clients and our colleagues in the UK reaching out to me that morning.
Mhm.
They were like, is everything okay in Louisville? Prayers for Louisville. It was really touching.
Yeah. Well, anyways, guys, let's carry on. So, let's talk a little bit about, let's talk some business stuff,
Let's talk
So you guys,
business.
we had a little conversation before the show. We talked, I got you guys up to speed about the dent repair industry because this is the RWO, the Real World Order. This is about dent repair. And I told you guys about, guys that chase hail, guys that have brick and mortar shops, guys that have mobile routes. And so marketing is starting to become it's been a big thing for us. And so, I have a few questions to ask you guys. First, let's talk about y'all's background in marketing. So tell us how you guys got into marketing starting out. Let's start with Simon real quick.
So I used to work in events
Mhm.
and sports events as well, and a lot of sponsorship activation. I studied marketing. I did masters in it, and events is a young man's game. And so when I grew up, I was looking at what to do, did quite a bit of consultancy, and realized that the only way to expand was to create an agency. So about 15 years ago, I started an agency in England. We picked certain verticals to work in, not because we can work with anyone. That's the beauty of an agency. And I've worked with all sorts. So this doesn't faze me. We've worked with a lot of different businesses within the automotive sector. Yeah, then we grew internationally because England's tiny, and we ran out of people to work with, basically.
Yeah.
So, and we do a lot in transportation, which is a nice fit for this in many ways. We do digital. That's what we specialize in, and then kind of teeing Jodie up, who's worked in marketing pretty much her whole career, but we set up a secondary business on the back of the shortage of drivers in the passenger ground transportation space post-pandemic. So that's the two businesses that we have, but both in marketing.
Well, Jodie, how'd your journey start with this marketing thing?
Well, I actually fell in love with journalism at a very young age.
Oh, okay.
So in high school, I started in journalism, ended up becoming editor of the newspaper and the yearbook. Thought I was going to go down that path as a career, but quickly realized it wasn't for me and decided to go more of a marketing and sales route. So graduated with a degree in marketing. My first job out of college was Caesars Entertainment.
The gambling boat?
Yes, the gambling boat.
We got a
marketing
craps table
department.
behind us, right?
Oh, I know.
Can you teach me how that works? 'Cause it's over
a lot of
my
numbers.
head.
But yeah, I worked at Caesars for about 7.5 years before leaving there. And then I ended up going to a trucking company. So a local company here in the Southern Indiana, Louisville area. If anyone's familiar with Summit Transportation Group and Extreme Transportation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So worked there for about 7.5, 8 years. They have a trucking company, logistics, Class A trading facility, and extreme transportation. So carried my marketing into there, got involved in recruiting, got involved in all the ops and everything to do, and just was fully immersed in transportation. And then I hired Simon's agency to help with some marketing for us. Our worlds collided. We put our heads together and we're like, hey, we can really mesh our two worlds together here. And so I ended up working with Simon's agency. And from that, we did the spinoff company, Career Driver.
Oh, okay. So that's
how everything
so where we're
has
at
come
today.
full circle.
Just to be clear, we're still working with Summit Transportation Group.
Oh, okay.
It was.
Yes, we are. We are.
Yeah, okay.
We did it very.
Yes.
Yeah. Dave, the owner's an absolutely great guy.
Yeah.
Really enjoy still working. Yeah. It wasn't a case of I just went and poached.
No,
I don't go around poaching people.
Poaching
it wasn't
people.
like that. No.
Well, what inspired you? Like, what was the inspiration for marketing? Just something led you there that way, or was that kind of? You went to college for it.
I know.
I did go to college.
You did go to college. I did. So I did a little research.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Good podcasters do their homework.
Okay. No, honestly, I was going down the communications track, and for me personally, nothing against to knock anyone who's gone down that track, but it was a lot of theory. It was a lot of communications theory, and I like to see more solid numbers, something more solid. So business really spoke to me, and business marketing really made a lot of sense for me. So I started going down the business marketing path, but quickly added on management and ended up going on to get my master's degree for business management.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I like helping people. I like, I think most men are. I'm a problem solver. And I just have a passion for helping people grow. We do a lot of growth. We always say move the needle.
Yeah.
There'll probably be a few more catchphrases that will come out.
Buzzwords,
right.
ROI.
But that's it. And that's why I started an agency as well. And we've always prided ourselves that whether you are a small business, or we call them SMEs in the UK, I've worked with everyone from one man or woman bands all the way through. We work with Hilton globally. We work with Uber. Milwaukee Tools. Sure, your listeners will be more familiar with that.
Right. Oh yeah.
But we give the same level of service, and that's something that we've kind of prided ourselves on.
Right. So a lot of dent guys, including myself. So now, it's with everybody. Each, I told you all about the three, the Hell Chaser guys, the mobile guys, and the route guys. For me personally, since now I have a shop, I'm using a lot of, I do hire a company to do my SEO work for Google.
I won't hold that against you.
Right. Well, I personally, there are guys that actually are commenting on here that actually do their own. They do a fantastic job at it. They're very smart at it. I'm not. I just don't have time to do it, so I pay someone to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's. And then now I'm kind of flirting with the newspaper type stuff. Doing that, running ads, things like that. What kind of advice would you give my listeners? Where would you spend your marketing dollars nowadays just to get something off the ground? Just, I don't know.
So the reason why I like digital is when I started my career, didn't really exist. I'm a bit older than I look, I think. I'm joking. I do look old, but
right.
Okay.
I turned 49 weeks ago.
I was trying to work out how old you are when I was doing the maths when you said you graduated in 93.
I gave it away.
So, yeah, I've lost my trail of thought.
Well, I think the road you were about to go down was how with digital, it's measurable. The results are measurable.
That's exactly what I was
versus
gonna
doing
say.
a billboard, doing a newspaper.
Okay.
You can't measure the output. I mean, you can ask someone, but they're probably not going to.
There's no
Yeah.
analytics.
So the
there.
perfect example is, and I'll never forget this,
Mhm.
we were promoting an event in the UK, and my boss said, do radio ad. And I remember saying at the time, I can't measure whether that has actually worked or not. And of course he said, do it anyway. Then I get called in, did this work? And I just remember going, I don't know, you can't measure it, but everything to do with digital, you can measure. And the data that you get allows you to make robust decisions to be efficient with spend. You can go crazy with marketing and all of a sudden you can be 100 grand in a hole with nothing to show for it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I think having spoken to you a number of times on how you do it, you do it right. It's, and the thing is as well, what you can then do is consistently and constantly optimize and improve.
Right.
Because you can measure. And I think even a year ago, if you had said, oh, I'm going to do some above the line, as in, more traditional marketing like newspapers, I'd have been a bit like, oh. But actually, because there was such a paradigm shift in the pandemic towards digital, which we enjoyed. We enjoyed that, not the pandemic, but the growth. Well, look, the world moved online, and I own an online agency. We own an online agency now. So, but now because everybody's doubling down on that, actually having a flutter here and there with above the line marketing, is actually a really good shout. I'll give you the perfect example. Not so much here, but in the UK, basically, snail mail promotions is something, you would get, if you remember, you would just get dozens a week of spam, whereas now it's a lot less. So actually, it's more prominent because it's a bit more notable. Yeah. So I think that you should look to do it, but figure out a mechanic, no pun intended, to track. Do a code book, do a promotion, but maybe put a discount code on. And then, but there's exclusive to that, something like
an
that.
Exclusive phone number, an exclusive QR code, something so you
Something
can track
that,
who's actually replying.
Yeah, so you can get analytics of who's actually using the QR code. Guys, check a little tip there. Let's see. We got some questions here.
Oh wow!
All right, let's throw that on the screen real quick. Jack says it's great seeing the analytics of digital marketing. You can track what actually works. Yes, that's right, Jack.
Yes, Jack.
Jack's a really good friend of mine. He's coming in for Derby, by the way.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, hopefully y'all can get to meet him if you guys are in town.
Are you going?
What's up, Nick Priest? What's going on?
Hi,
We'll get back to our discussion. I just want to see some of our comments here.
Nice.
Yep, seems like a good one. What's up, Gary?
Hit us with any questions,
Facebook
Gary.
user, you guys click the link there so you can talk to us. All right, yeah, we'll go back to what we were talking about. Yeah, so I recently, guys, talking about just my shop in general. I recently was approached by 2 news networks. I won't mention who. One wanted me to do a television commercial, and I was all about it. I was like, okay, because I want to be on TV. Who wouldn't? Yeah. Well, I thought about it, and they started showing me the time slots. They were good ones, but I was like, it was going to cost a lot of money per month, and a contract was put in front of me, and I was like, I don't know. I'm not much of on commitment on this kind of stuff. And then the other one was a TV commercial and a 14,000 email list digital thing, and for this much a month contract. And I said, I got to think about this for a minute. And I kept thinking, I don't know. And you guys know, I didn't told you earlier, I'm so busy. I'm stressed right now. I'm just, and then hail and hailstorms and I just put it on hold. I put it on the shelf. It's like, no, not right now. And I just, we're talking thousands a month. Like, we're not talking hundreds, we're talking thousands a month. And I just don't feel like that was worth my money to invest in. I don't know how you all feel about that, but I mean,
100%. I could not agree more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, being on TV is cool, but it's not for thousands a month. I don't know.
How much was it, if you don't mind me asking?
It was every bit of $2,500 a month to
For
be
how
on
many
TV. 30 times for your commercial to be shown 30 times during different spots.
Over a duration of how long?
Of the 30 days you get shown.
Oh, so okay.
So God, I had to break it down. Maybe a couple times a day during different time slots, and it all varies. So I don't know.
What do most people do when a TV commercial or a radio commercial comes up? Turn over.
They turn over, or they might see it.
Fast forward, you flip the channel, you start scrolling the gram,
or
you're not focused on it.
They might see it.
So $2,500 a month.
Yeah.
So if we did meta ads for that, you would hit millions of people, and you can hit people that you want to hit. You can
see that. You can see how many people are seeing.
Well, okay, so geofence. I'm getting in. We'll get it. We go back to that in just a minute because that is something I'm interested in.
Yes,
I do want to talk about that. News people. I was not the email list thing though. I want to be honest with you. A lot of guys in my industry, we have talked about email lists. I do have a CRM system in my shop.
Which one do you use?
I use one tailored to our industry.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah, it's called Shop Launch. It's great. There are a few other ones in our industry. It's great. I don't use all the bells and whistles I probably should be using on it. I have not been keeping emails. Dummy me. I should have been doing it, but now we are doing it.
Good.
So
yes, good.
Because now I shouldn't have to be paying for email lists when I already have email lists. So
and the
we
thing
learn
is,
lessons.
14,000 emails. Okay. Did they communicate the open rate? Did they communicate the bounce rate? The other thing as well is the textbook and marketeers will say that email is actually one of the most effective forms of marketing, but not just random emails to random people. Like ask the people that are trying to sell you that.
Yeah.
How many of them have got dents in their cars? And it will be, we don't know. But if you build a database of customers, then the amount of opportunities that gives you, you can get super technical. So you can upload all those emails into ad managers, and then they will find accounts associated to that, and you can run ads to target those people. But then you can also, that's called a custom audience. You can then click a button and you can create a lookalike audience, which is it's a super smart piece of kit, and it will look at all the profiles in your custom audience, spot common trends, and then it will find other people with similar profiles, and you can target them. But the point is just a random 14,000 email addresses, which hardly anyone will open. Or for a fraction of that, you can target people on Meta.
Right, exactly.
And they're actually interested because it will just appear on their news.
It'll find people that are interested in your. I have a question. Gary James has always been, well, it's not really a question, it's a statement. I've always been the AdWords guy. How do you guys feel about Google AdWords? I've used that before. So I've spent a fortune on it, actually.
Did you do it yourself, or did you hire?
That was back when I was trying to,
do it yourself.
Just wing it,
Did you do any of the courses on Google to learn?
Kinda.
Okay.
Again, I kind of did. Probably overspent. I think back when I was doing it, it was several years ago. I believe when I was doing that, I was kind of fighting other companies around. We were kind of fighting for the clicks, who's paying more for blah blah blah, and I was in a good position because I was paying for Southern Indiana, which is right at like 5 minutes over here, and the guys over here were paying for Louisville, Kentucky.
And
I was actually getting I was
Uh-huh.
getting a good bargain over here. So
here's my take on AdWords. Search intent, especially for your industry, is probably going to be the most important needle mover for you. You have something that people need. They don't need it all year round. They need it when their car's been dented, right? So you can run ads or emails or commercials, but you don't know if that person needs your business. But if you've got search terms that pertain to people looking for it, they have a problem, you have the solution. Search intent is incredibly powerful. So your AdWords guy is spot on. In my opinion, if you were to say to me, right, gun to your head, probably distasteful today, what's the one thing to do? I would say Google AdWords. I would do Google, but I would also do Bing, because there's a lot of people, because Bing's super cheap and there's not loads of people on it, but a lot of people that maybe don't know that there's.
I had no. You're blowing. You're blowing my mind right now.
So if you buy PC, you will naturally have Bing that will come up, and you have to proactively go and install Firefox
install Chrome or Google.
And then, but the search intent, and there's a tool. There's tools that you can buy, and Google has some great stuff. So Google has a function where you can basically look at your website and make recommendations of the keywords that you should be bidding. But if you pay for a bit of tech, so we use one that's called SEMrush, SEM Rush, and what that will do is it will tell you how many searches there are per month. So you're not just plucking it, because a mistake that a lot of people make, and it's a really obvious one, is you guys know the industry, you know the terms, us common folk don't.
Yeah.
So actually what we would search for might be different to what you guys would search for, because you know the terminology.
We've talked
That's
about that
the biggest error that people. SEMrush tells you these are the terms, so you can then put your money into that.
My Google Analytics sent me an email the other day, and dent doctor. That's actually that's a term, search word used, like dent doctor.
Is that a brand?
No, there's a competitor named that across town, which it's no big deal, but that's what people are saying. Dent repair, paintless dent repair, dent doctor. Actually, dent doctor was number one. I was like, what the hell? But it's what people think of when they.
Yeah, but here's the cool thing.
Yeah.
They don't own that search term on Google. So you can bid for dent doctor and appear above them. That's why a lot of big brands that you'll see actually, like Hilton, do it. You wouldn't think that Hilton, be having the organic authority that they have, they need to do it, but they will bid on it. And the reason they do that is to combat, the Ritz-Carlton or IHG from bidding on Hilton. They all do it. So you can aggressively target competitors by bidding on search, but it's only worth doing if the search intent tells you that is somewhere to pursue.
See what Jack came back to your email stuff. He says you have to make sure that you are verified emails so they don't get highly bounced and mess up your scores. Bounce on. See, Jack also says I did TV ads for a while, but it didn't seem like the ROI was worth it. That's true, man. Yeah. Feel you on that. Gary James, back to our boy Gary. Try to make sure that my keywords are in line with the ad wording. Yep. True that, man. True that. Yep, I get it.
Google's developed over the years. So, one of the things to do for getting into the more technical side of AdWords is split testing. So you get a number of words within your ad that you can but you can try two different sets of wording and see which one works better. And we might come on to tracking. But Google now has a function where it will do a dynamic function. And what it will do is it will mix up the words that you put in, and then it will assess which one works better. So like we said before, the ability to actually have tangible data that it's not guesswork. You can see what it is. So.
Yep. So. Well, yeah, we're getting into some cool stuff here, man. We're talking about digital marketing, geofencing, though. Let's go back to geofencing. So the newspaper that I told you about, right? Well, they do more than just newspaper stuff. So I've been dealing with I got a person that I deal with her, and she brought me some things they do that's digital. And she said geofencing is something they do. Can you explain to my listeners that don't know what that is? Can you explain what that is?
So basically, you can target regions. So that could be it depends what kind of ads you're running on how tight you can go. For example, in the recruiting business that Jodie and I have, you can't. It's very wide because of anti-discrimination laws, and we won't go there because we'll be talking about that for 20 minutes. It is that simple. You can. So, for example, you could run a USA-wide ad to get it optimized, and then you can geofence that ad to certain areas.
Yeah.
So relevant to your listeners and your industry, geofencing's got, if you drive all around chasing storms, you can literally geofence where a storm's been hit.
Right.
And you can target.
She explained to me what it is. I'm telling you, we're doing this today.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, wow.
What did they do though? Did they do it with their listeners in the local area?
She said, you pick a place and we can put your ad, like let's say Walmart or something like that. She's like, if people ding your door. She was just doing that as an example. She's like, we can run an ad in Walmart around if you pull into the Walmart parking lot, your ad will show up on their mobile devices or something like that. I don't know.
No,
that's kind of what she was explaining to me.
She's lying
to you.
To make a sale. You can't. I mean, the only thing that you could do is have it's called a Bluetooth beacon.
Yeah.
And you can literally, if someone's got their Bluetooth on, you can target people nearby. There's no way that she will have the data to know if people go to Walmart or not. Okay. Facebook will.
Well, maybe that's what she meant. So I don't know.
I've seen over the years is
Facebook.
As radio, as a lot of media has struggled, in order to keep going, they have tried to become proxy marketing agencies, and I'm yet to meet a good one. So my advice to your listeners would be learn it yourself.
Yeah.
Facebook, Meta, Google, they all have amazing free online resources to teach yourself.
Okay. All right.
I would recommend that even if you're going to hire a company like ours.
Okay.
Because you're more informed.
Yeah.
And sadly, not everybody is British phrase, plays it with a straight bat. There's a lot of people that unfortunately think it's something that a lot of you guys might not know, and they will just fleece you. And that's why I kind of picked up on what she was saying there. Geofencing fundamentally is you can pick an area and you can just target that.
Yeah.
But then you can do more. You can, if you want to target, again, it depends what you're talking, but you can target car owners. So you don't have to waste any money hitting people that don't own a vehicle because they're not your target market.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's
Let's see what else we got going on here. Geotag other body shops or dent shops to show your ads when they are there. LOL. That's Jack. He thinks that's funny.
Yeah, I was going to say.
What about Google call tracking? I feel like it messes with my calls sometimes. I will sometimes get oddball calls for other services. My spam also completely out of control. I don't know.
I mean, Google call tracking, if that's your call to action to get the phone ringing, depends how busy you are. I wouldn't necessarily do call ads. I would do, especially if you've got a CRM, and it does sound like there's a lot of tech sitting within your industry, which is great.
Yeah.
I would just send people to a landing page on your website with like a Calendly booking, so they can literally book.
The way they can book.
Yeah.
That's what I would do there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's cool. Like I said, I'm still learning about a lot of this stuff too. You know what I mean? So a lot of it's like, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, there's like things are available like for, like, again, I've got people for digital marketing. There's a lot of different things you can get, email lists, I'm interested in that. Is there anything else y'all would suggest, like for?
Well, I mean, I think in general, it's just you have to take a very holistic view of it. One thing we were sitting and talking about before this was getting engaged on Facebook groups. There's a lot of like grassroots things you can do without throwing a lot of money at it.
Right.
And I know that your audience.
Honestly, this is how all this started was Facebook groups. That's how I met Jim. That's how I met. Sorry, Jim's not here tonight, but that's how, like, a lot of us dent guys, that's how we all met.
Yeah,
It's through
but get
groups and
engaged in the
networking.
local
We had
groups
that
of the
party
car
in Key
enthusiasts.
West was all
That's
based.
that's all how. Honestly, I told them all how we all met at Key.
Yeah.
And you guys listening to Key West, a lot of us got together
Oh, we
for
heard
that.
some stories about you lot.
I don't think any of these guys were there. A lot of these guys here weren't there. But yeah, that's how we all got together. It started in the early days. We had DoorDing.com. That was back in the day. It was like before Facebook groups. Yeah. And it was.
Oh, it was like a group.
There was
like
a lot of guys talking
Oh,
trash in there. And
okay.
Then Facebook groups started to come around.
But networking with the people in your industry, that's fabulous. But if you want to try to get out there and engage with people to actually drive business, go join some of the car enthusiast groups. I know.
Oh yeah,
my mom is into her Jeep Wrangler. Like she's obsessed with her Jeep Wrangler, and she's in multiple Jeep groups, and she's constantly telling me about the things that they're talking about on there. But for you guys to go on there and don't be like spammy, but engage with people when they make comments about, hey, looking to get some repairs done, slide in their DM, hey, let's talk about this, and solicit for some sales there and talk about give your expert advice.
Right.
I troll our industry groups all the time, and I see people posting things about looking for marketing advice, looking for recruiting advice, and I'll make a post or I'll slide in their DM.
Yeah. Right.
And you guys can do that when I know you spend a lot of time in the bathroom, whatever you're doing, scrolling the gram, scrolling Facebook, use that time to go see what's happening on some of the local car groups.
They do. Oh yeah, I'm sure. A lot of guys are into a lot of different things, like guys in our industry.
Use that.
Yeah.
Use that.
For sure. Yeah.
But you can look at community groups.
Yes.
So an estate or a part of a town will have community groups. And what you'll find is that people will say, hey, who would you recommend for this? You can even go a step further, and you can engineer a situation where you get one of your buddies to go on that and go, hey, who would you get? And then you go in and do this. And so there's lots of things you can do organically. I think posting content isn't just about, so let's say you've got a Facebook page. Okay, let's start with the absolute base.
Right.
Yeah, I would be building authority.
That was some of the early stuff I did.
Growing awareness of what you're doing.
Push your people, push your location, but customer testimonials, those kind of things. Trust. And that doesn't cost anything other than your time. Now, time is money, but you can do that. And then that content you produce, you can post it in the groups as well.
Yeah.
But Jodie's point is very valid about not being spammy. Like if I'm making a sale, I don't walk in and go, buy marketing. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Build a rapport, take an interest.
Yeah.
It's no different online, and that's the beauty of the organic side of things. Then if you get good at it, start putting some of it on your website.
Yeah.
You can, a WordPress template that you can, and I know that's what you did at the beginning, didn't you? They're good. People think, oh, they're not. It's like you can blow 20 grand, 30 grand building, having a custom build, or you can get one that someone else has built for $100.
Simon, I've been in business for 16 years. I didn't have a website until 2013. Yeah. Yeah,
but
it was crap when the first website I had was crap.
Yeah, but you probably didn't need it because
I didn't need it. Yeah,
word of mouth is a big part of marketing. In fact, it's the most powerful form of marketing. Keep doing a good job, look after your customers, and they'll make references. But as we've got, as technology's developed, it's
I realized, in 13, I said, we probably need to get a website.
Yeah.
And that's when I got us into the new.
It's crazy. Just talks about what you do, talk about where you're located. And like he said earlier, make sure there's a way for someone to take action. What's the call to action? Is there a jot form where they can go and give their information?
I always look at things like, obviously this changed our lives. We all know this is what changed our lives. And whenever I do anything now, I pick that up and it's
absolutely.
If I have a question, Google, and that's
GTS, as Jodie would say. There's another point though. There's another point that a lot of people won't think about. By creating a website, that means you can create a Google My Business account. That means you'll get a Google place. Yep. We are now reliant on. I remember. I'm old enough to remember the old maps that you have to drive with, like sat nav. If you don't have a Google place, it's a lot harder for people to find where you are to come to you. Just a mind, but then the Google place is important, and making sure that you're pushing everyone for reviews. So if you search near me, the Google search is slightly different.
Yeah,
it comes up with a map and it has ABCD and it ranks you. So if and that can be it could be Dent Shop, Louisville Dent Shop near me. So your Google place is really important, and it's not just in terms of how that ABCD ranks. It's not just about proximity. It will give more value to people that have more reviews and high reviews. So something that you can do, again, doesn't cost anything. Every happy customer, say, would you mind leaving a review? If they do it, great. You can't bribe them to do it. That's against Google's policy. Hard for them to look. I'm not going to come on the podcast and advise that. I do know ways around it, but we won't go there. I don't want to get you blacklisted from Google.
We don't want that to happen.
but thinking about technology, looking at how you use it, then just apply it. Think about your customers and applying it. Being able to easily find where you are is super, super helpful. And important. Having an easy call to action and making it easy for people to book in.
Right.
Super important.
Yeah, we have on my website, we have a simple contact info, just name, number, web.
Does your CRM allow for direct booking?
Oh, yeah.
Is there
no.
You can embed a booking.
We don't have that for ours because so with some guys do that. With dents, it's a little more complicated because you don't know how long it's going to take to do the dent.
Yeah.
But some guys do that. We're still trying to figure that out. But the CRM does help a lot because we get photographs. We can, text messaging. The text message reminders of the CRM are so awesome.
Oh, that's
keeps cancellations down to a minimum. The main thing with the CRM is the reviews. Done with the job, the customer's happy.
Send a text and
send it over to review. We went. I swear to God, we opened the shop up in 21. We went from like 3 or 4 reviews because we never cared.
Yeah.
To we got like 150 now.
That's fabulous.
Just from the shop. We're just from the shop, not from the whole business. And it's like
that's amazing.
It's like wow.
In my day to day, as I'm looking, reviews for any service.
Yeah.
And
it's
from
just
a restaurant all the way to things like that. I always look at the Google reviews.
And thinking about that customer behavior and the decision making behavior is important. Let's think about what you do. You do look at a Google review.
Yeah.
You do look at people on social media. Are they real? I think the stat is something between 80 and 90% of online decisions involve ratification on social media.
And that's what your potential clients are doing.
Which is
they're going to comparing you.
Well, now
we're getting.
I saw your reviews online. I was blown away by what people are writing, and I'm like, thank you.
Peer-to-peer.
And I don't have to bribe them; they're doing it on their own. So that's kudos to the CRM. And of course, we do our part, and it's magic.
And does the CRM? So you're generating your traffic through do some Google ads, you do some social media, all these things. Is there tracking in the CRM when it comes through and you can see? So then
it has a funnel. Yep.
Correct. So you can look at what you're spending and what the results are. And it might be that, I will put money on the Google ads will be.
You attach your Google, you attach all those things, your Facebook, everything, and it shows.
So that's actually relatively unique to have a custom industry specific bit of tech that also embeds tracking that has got links to everything.
You need quite some
that's why I went with that one because I was like, it's tailored to detailing and dents, and it's like that.
So we work in the transportation sector and a few others, and we have to fight with third parties. So that is third party booking. So we have to fight with them to get the tracking embedded, so we can do the best job we can for our mutual clients. So that's fantastic. They do that.
Well, I had all these other technical questions to ask you, but we're getting down to about 15 minutes left. If we went over, it's not a big deal because it's my show. It doesn't matter. I had all these crazy technical questions, but you know what?
Ask
you
away.
Always have fun questions.
I know,
ask
but
away.
These are really technical. But you know what? Everybody's favorite part of the show is?
What's their favorite part?
Let me get to it. Hang on. My eyes are getting mad. It's time for 5 stupid ass questions.
Yes.
You guys ready for that?
Fuck yeah.
These are not about marketing, and you can cuss on the show. It is fine. It's encouraged.
You already did.
So on our show, we got 5 stupid ass questions. We get to know the real Jodie and
All
Simon.
right.
Okay.
Lay it on us.
So these are AI generated, by the way.
Oh,
And I've
fun.
not
Okay.
fair enough. I've already seen them, so I already know my answers. But so here we go. You
Here
ready?
we go.
All right.
Stupid ass
Let's
question
do it.
number
Okay,
1.
question 1. We'll start with Simon. If you could have an animal as a sidekick, what would it be and why? If you need a minute, we'll go with Jodie.
Go to Jodie.
Jodie,
I already have an animal sidekick.
you have a spirit animal?
Yes, he's my cat, and his name is Catrick Swayze. That's his real name. Yes. But he wears a little bow tie, and if I ever do
Does he
any
stay at the
meetings
Roadhouse?
from-
Does he live at the Roadhouse? Catrick Swayze?
Yes,
That's fucking
it's
awesome.
Catrick Swayze. Yes, Sir Catrick Swayze. But when he's being bad, he's asshole. He's the asshole. But if anyone ever gets on a meeting with me and I'm doing it in my condo, he always makes a little cameo. He pops his little head in and says hi to everybody. So
Yeah.
he is my sidekick.
All right. Simon? I mean, it could be an eagle or tiger. Or...
Yeah, I was going to go lion, but I'm going to go horse because
There you go. We're
it's where we are. There's
We're
shitloads
in
of them
Kentucky.
up there. But,
Debbie.
it's...
Is that your British accent?
No, I watched Peaky Blinders the other night. To the Derby. Go to the Derby.
The Derby.
The
Yeah, you say Derby. We say Derby.
Derby.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go horse.
Silly and Murphy.
Okay.
What's yours?
Yeah. What's your spirit animal?
My spirit or the animal, the sidekick animal?
Yeah.
Well, thought about it long and hard.
Okay.
I think it'd be a shark,
Oh.
but I don't want to be Aquaman. But I like
You
sharks.
want the baby shark.
No, I want the great white.
Baby shark.
I want the great white, the
Okay.
badass great white. But I don't want to be Aquaman. I don't want to be like wearing the orange bullshit, the green pants and all that. But it'd be a shark.
Could have gone Megalodon.
So just make it the way you want to do it.
Those
The Meg.
beasts.
Yeah. So all right. Okay. Let's go to question 2. Jodie, we'll start with you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this was gonna get weird. All right.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
What's the weirdest dream you've ever had, and did it come true in any way?
Okay, so I had a reoccurring dream growing up.
You're answering this really fast.
Well, because there's this dream still haunts me to this day. When I was a kid, I grew up, well, after we moved from the West Coast, we bought a farmhouse in
Yeah.
southern Indiana. And it had an old school coal chute. So there was a door.
A what?
Coal chute. So outside the house, there's it looks like it would be a window to a basement,
Okay.
but it would open up and you'd shoot
Take
coal
coal
down.
down,
Now
okay.
it was sealed
Yeah.
because we obviously weren't using coal to heat
This
our
is
house.
Indiana.
Yes, this is southern Indiana. And as a child, I would have nightmares about the coal chute. I would have nightmares that a witch would slide down the coal chute and chase me around the basement on roller skates. So I had a fear of a witch coming down that coal chute. Thankfully, that never came true. It never happened, but it was a reoccurring dream. And even as an adult, I still dream about witches chasing me every now and again.
Mhm.
I don't know what that says about me. I'm sure some of you who analyze dreams might be able to tell me a bit. I've never looked into it, but I've always had that reoccurring dream in some way or another, a witch chasing me.
Oh wow.
I know. Like, hey, you said it was
That's
gonna get
weird.
weird.
That's
I got
weird.
it weird for you.
How about you, Simon?
So I have a dream that I have every few months where I'm dreaming that I've got I can't translate all of these. The exams that you do in high school, we
Mhm.
call them GCSEs and A-levels. You call them SATs, right?
SATs, yes.
My college dissertation, my college exams, my master's stuff. I've done none of it, and it's the night before, and then I finally just get round to it, and at that point I wake up, and I am the happiest ever because I've done it all, and I don't have to do that shit again.
Wow.
Wow.
It's a weird one. You know, everyone's like, "Oh, do you ever have that dream where you go somewhere and you're naked?" I'm like, "No, I
No.
just get haunted by academia."
Well, I'd rather be haunted by that than witches. So,
Right.
what
I
about you,
agree.
Mike?
Man. So I don't dream much. I really don't.
Maybe you don't
But-
sleep enough.
But the other night, well, it was
Ooh.
a couple weeks, man, it might have been 3 weeks ago. Have y'all ever watched The Suicide Squad?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
1 or 2?
2. Do you remember the one about the starfish?
Yes. Okay.
One night, I had this dream. Maybe I drank too much of these. And I'm sitting there. I'm in a farm. And it's like, you know, those starfish? They were like, it was like I was there and they were making, and like the starfish people showed up, the little starfish. And they were like making me and my friends like fight each other. It was weird.
Brilliant.
There was a giant starfish. It was like watching us. It was like, get in there and fight. Me and your cousin were in there fighting. We're like,
Oh, that
like,
is hilarious.
yeah.
Mike was in there.
yeah. And I was like, I'm not fighting Mike. Like, get in there and fight.
I would wanna
Don't,
fight
we're gonna kill you.
It's a mic off.
So like, so you remember like when he jumped into the eye of it? Remember it was like squishy.
Yeah.
Well, I jumped in the eye of it and I woke up. I was like,
Wow, you defeated the starfish.
I'm like, I haven't had a dream in years, and,
and
this is
that's
what I
I'm
dream.
going to dream
This,
about.
I don't know. Let's move on to the next question.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay, I promise you this is the weird. That was the weirdest one we're gonna have. All right. Question 3, Simon. If you had to trade lives with a fictional character for a day, who would it be and why? A fictional character.
It'd be a female, so I could see how that all felt.
Okay, yeah, I feel you. No pun intended.
Do you know what? And this is off the top of my head. Pamela Anderson in
Ooh.
Baywatch,
Ooh.
because I would get to meet David Hasselhoff.
Right, the Hoff.
And there's a few other, decent.
Maybe a
looking
lifeguard on the
ladies.
beach.
Yeah. Get the
That's
sun.
brilliant.
It rains every day in England, so
Yeah,
I get the nice
true.
weather, and I'd get to we'll leave it there. Move on.
Okay, yeah. All right, Pamela Anderson. Yep. How about you, Jodie?
I grew up watching Full House. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I would trade places with a dog. I'd be Comet. What would it be like to be an animal? And honestly, if I could take a day, I'd just take the day off, and I'd want to just no one bother me while I'm
Comet.
napping. And just Comet was the golden retriever.
Yeah.
So,
I remember Pamela.
and I thought about it because there's a photo in this library
Oh, right
of a
there.
golden retriever. And
Okay.
I was a big fan of Comet the dog.
Okay.
And I wanted a golden retriever growing up, and never got one. But I would be a dog for a day.
Okay. Okay.
How about you?
Well, easily, I would be Tony Stark.
There you go.
I would wear a suit of armor, and and would be, billions of dollars to do whatever I want, and
Yeah. Hell
and,
yeah.
and drink all
You'd
the
be
bourbon
saving the
and
world.
scotch or whatever he drinks.
You would be saving people on the beach.
and being a superhero.
I would be fetching bones.
Yeah. So okay. What we at? Question 4.
Question
Yes.
4.
All right, Simon. Oh no, it's your turn.
All right.
Oh, this is easy. Easy. You guys karaoke?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. What's your go-to karaoke song, and why do you love performing it?
Spice Girls Wannabe. Because
That was the
everybody
fastest
sings along
question.
with you.
Fa-
All the girls
Favorite Spice Girl?
in the bar. Ooh.
Had this conversation with Danielle the other day.
Posh Spice.
Ooh.
Agree.
Actually, so when I was in elementary school, me and my girlfriends would all be like, let's play Spice Girls. Like, this was what would happen on the
Mhm.
playground. We'd play Spice Girls. And there was always one guy in the mix, but we would all pick a Spice Girl,
Mhm.
and I would always end up being Sporty. I was a big fan of Sporty.
Sporty. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a Scouse accent.
Well, minus the Scouse accent.
Yeah.
Calm down. For me, it's Taylor Swift Love Story.
Taylor Swift love story.
Yeah.
We are going to do that one night,
Okay, I'm
and
down.
I am going to sign you up for it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, my middle daughter
Yeah.
loves it, and I've heard it that many times that I know it off by heart. I don't even know the words, so that's why.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, if Jack was still on here, but I think he's left us. He's probably tired. So I'm actually a karaoke legend in Louisville,
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're definitely gonna all have to go out.
So
Karaoke.
my famous song I've done in Louisville several times. I've done it everywhere. Hey, Jack will tell you. Hey, Jack, what's my favorite karaoke song of all time?
Oh, Jack says, I know the song.
Go ahead.
Let's hear it, Jack.
Hey, Jack, do you know the song that I like to do karaoke by chance? Do you remember what it is? What it's called? That's our 5 stupid question. What's our favorite karaoke song we
Ooh,
do?
can we guess? You strike me as a 90s country fan. Garth Brooks. He's like, I got friends.
That's my favorite song ever.
What?
So I'll tell you this. So Jack never seen me do that song before. Jay-Z, 99 Problems. Okay, so you look at me and you're like, really?
I did not. Clearly,
All
I
right.
did not guess that.
So me and Jack went to a bar in Midland, Michigan. Country Western bar.
Oh, it was a country. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it was kind of that way. And we went there, and I was like, "Hey, karaoke," and I'm like, we were drinking. I was like, "Man, whatever." If I could. I was like, "Okay." So I put the song in, and it was just a song to spice that place up. It was kind of dull. Everybody's doing country songs.
Everyone was
I
doing
was like, you know
friends
what?
in low
What's up?
places.
It's like I'm Mike from Louisville, Kentucky, and I just did it, and they were like, "Wow."
That's brilliant.
So yeah, I've been doing that song for a long time.
Oh,
Phoenix
I
Hill
love
Tavern. Yeah, did it all the time. So
Oh,
yes, I
that-
used to be a rapper. 90s country. Jack knows. Yeah, we did it.
He
Me
nailed
and-
it.
Nailed it. Well
Jack
done,
said,
man.
you
We-
nailed it.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you.
Right.
Jack's me and Jack rapped Kanye in Nashville. We went to Nashville not so long ago. We did Kanye and yeah. All
You
right.
go to the capital of country music and you're
Yeah.
like, we're going to bust
We
out
did.
some Kanye.
We did. Yeah.
Love it.
Go back to her. Yeah.
So we are definitely going to have to go do some karaoke
Yeah,
sometime.
we will. We can go to, there's a bar down the street here. We can go to Norware bar in Nulu.
Nowhere.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like a Kiko's.
I like Kiko's.
It's like the only place you can get Jello shots.
Sake. We can do
It's
sake.
and Jello shots.
I like it.
And karaoke.
I have karaoke done
Yes.
before. Yep. All right. Let's go. I've got one more question to
One
go.
more stupid
Simon.
ass question.
Okay. This is easy. If you could have any celebrity make a guest appearance at your birthday party, who would it be and why?
Alive or dead?
Alive. Or no, let's say either one. Let's go.
And I'm not just saying this because I'm here. Muhammad Ali.
Were you going to say that one?
No.
Oh.
No.
But it's a good one.
That's a
It's
good
a
one.
really good one.
Damn good one.
Yeah.
For so many reasons that
Yeah.
I'd like to think I don't need to go into
Yeah.
the why. But yeah, amazing guy.
Yeah.
Let's go to the comments here to see.
Oh.
Jackson.
In a derby outfit. So seersucker, straw hat,
Oh,
cigar, and then you get up on
Oh
stage
yeah,
and
that's
break out the jersey.
that's easily
Yes.
gonna happen. Derby weekend, Jack. Yeah, I'll make that happen, buddy.
Oh, that's
Easily.
great.
All right, man. No problem. What about you, Jody?
Probably The Rock. I've just always been
Do you
a big fan
smell
of what The Rock is
Yeah.
cooking.
Right.
Yes. Hold on, I can do the eyebrow.
I would hang out with that
Smell.
dude in a heartbeat, man.
I mean,
What?
you can't. I mean, if you didn't have so much Botox, you.
Well, okay. I got it so I can still move my eyebrows, okay?
That's all natural. We talk about. God, you know what? Even though I had these questions, I didn't even look at that one.
You didn't think about
I
it?
don't know. It's so many people.
There are so many.
I would have said Coach Calipari, but I guess
Ah.
I guess not now because he's going to
gone
Arkansas.
now.
He's going to Arkansas.
Go Razorbacks.
Yeah,
Who do
go.
you think they're going to bring in?
Oh, we're going to talk about that.
Oh, I was just joking with
We'll come-
someone. I'm like,
we'll
well,
come
wouldn't
Fri-
it be funny if Rick Pitino
Oh,
slipped back?
God. Come Friday, Coach Scott Drew from Baylor will be our coach at Kentucky. Yeah,
Oh.
come Friday we'll have a press
Oh,
conference.
okay. Okay.
Now Ricky P would be interesting.
That would be
But
the
that's not gonna
funniest
happen.
outcome.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
I
not
would,
gonna happen.
if you would want my pick, it'd be Dan. I would love to have Dan Hurley from UConn, but that's not gonna happen. That's pipe dream.
Yeah.
Would you
yeah.
leave a school that you just won 2
I was gonna
championships?
say he just won. Yeah, he's
But
not going anywhere.
UK can pay him almost more than double what they're paying him.
Oh,
Oh.
And the
You
wife
hear
he
that,
says,
Coach?
"Oh, we're not leaving Connecticut." Oh, wait a minute, y'all can pay us more than double.
yeah, and it's
not
probably
only that,
the
but
cost of
the
living's
weather's
probably
nicer
better
here.
in
The
Lexington.
weather's a lot
Oh, the
nicer
fan
here
base
than-
is tough on us for not winning. Oh, wait a minute, we just won 2 championships.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay. Well, okay, Dan, if you want to stay in UConn, go ahead.
His game plan was fantastic.
Yeah, he is. He's an
Yeah.
amazing coach. Yeah.
He
And honestly, Scott Drew, I think he's vanilla ice cream, but he's a good coach. And I think he can bring in some good recruits. I think he'd get Kentucky back to where he was. I am going to miss Cal. I loved Cal. I
He's a
think
legend,
Arkansas
but-
is going to have some exciting energy coming their way.
Yeah, agree.
And I'm going to miss that dude. But,
Yeah.
not that I made this a basketball podcast now. But Well, guys, that's the end of it. Thank you all for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate y'all
Thank
dropping
you.
some knowledge bombs. I'm clearly an idiot when it comes to marketing.
No, you're
But
not.
that's why I have friends like you all to help me
You
through
do
this
pretty
stuff.
good.
You know,
And here, if you want any help or any of your users do, you've got our details. Just hit us up, and we'll give some bit of advice just to help you all out.
All right, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, guys. Well, let me give a shout out to our sponsors, RealWorldPDR.com. Respect the Crowns, the world's hottest training site. Don't forget about DentMatePro.com, your simple solution for invoicing and estimating, and DentMate.com.au. Don't forget about it. It'll make you more Aussie dollars. And did I forget any other sponsors? You guys? No? Anything? Oh, hey, Magic Mind. Get you some Magic Mind, guys.
Oh, there you
Don't
go.
forget about
There you
Magic
go.
Mind.
There you go.
All right, guys. RWO for life. Peace.
RWO for life.
Check us out on Apple, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. See y'all later.
Rate and review.
Peace. Thank you. Thanks, Jody.